Welcome to Nuclear Learning, an online initiative produced by the Stimson Center to facilitate the study of nuclear competition and dangers in South Asia. Our first open online course, Nuclear South Asia, is available free of charge at nuclearlearning.org. In this video, we speak with Jeff Smith, a research fellow for South Asia at the Heritage Foundation. We discuss why the timing of the Doklam Standoff mattered.
Part of its significance derives from the timing, where and when it arrived in the broad sweep of China-India relations. It's actually in some ways a very critical juncture. Since the 1962 border war, there's been a sort of constant ebb and flow to bilateral relations with, I would say, a broad improvement, gradual but broad improvement through the 1960s, 70s, 80s, and even 90s. And coming into the late 2000s, we saw elements of rivalry again begin to surface to the forefront of bilateral relations. Again, it was uneven. There's always been elements of cooperation and competition happening at the same time, but we, I think, have seen an intensification of the competitive elements since the late 2000s. And the election of Narendra Modi, and of course the assumption of power by President Xi Jinping, I think this new era in China-India relations has, even more so than in the past, seen an intensification of those competitive elements. Coming into 2017, bilateral relations were actually at something of a recent low point. In 2016, China's decision to block India's bid to join the Nuclear Suppliers Group and its decision to veto attempted sanctions on Pakistani-based terrorists at the UN Security Council had a fairly profound, I think, impact on strategic thinking in Delhi and about the possibilities of Prime Minister Modi extending President Xi an olive branch and turning the page, reaching a new chapter in bilateral relations. So for the Doklam crisis to hit at precisely the time that mistrust toward China in Delhi was at an all-time high, I think in some ways amplified the impact and solidified a shift toward the US and Japan that had already been underway in India.
If you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit nuclearlearning.org to enroll in Nuclear South Asia.